Welcome to the ArmaniTalks podcast. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this podcast, I'm helping you level up your 5 soft skills: public speaking, storytelling, social dynamics, emotional intelligence, and creativity. 5 soft skills for you to change your life forever and skyrocket your confidence along the way. In this episode, I'm going to be introducing a very innovative concept known as rage transmutation. And this is a weapon if you're trying to become a better communicator and you're trying to become more creative along the way. I'm sure you've heard of the phrase called sexual transmutation before. This is a common phrase where you use your sexual energy and target it towards a task. So rather than letting off your sexual energy outside so much, you channel it inwards and upwards to unlock different thought patterns and start to think more creatively. What is communication skills at the end of the day? It pretty much comes down to you articulating your thoughts. So wouldn't it help if you're thinking bigger and grander thoughts? Of course it will. Sexual transmutation is a concept that Napoleon Hill brings up in Think and Grow Rich, and there are plenty of different self-improvement authors and speakers bringing up the same exact concept. But what about rage transmutation? Does that work? Let's go to the basics. Rage is what's defined as intense anger. You may get angry if someone's a little bit late with your order. You ordered your Uber Eats 15 minutes ago, and still, it's not here. Sure, 15 minutes is not a long time, but a part of you is starting to feel angry. Are you starting to feel rage though? Not quite. Something really needs to push your buttons in order to feel rage. And you want to know a very dark truth about reality? The smarter that you get, the easier it can become to feel rage. Because now you are more aware. And when you're more aware, a part of you starts to expect other people should be just as aware. When they aren't, you start thinking that they're making silly mistakes. Why is it that these people don't know these silly mistakes, right from wrong? Why? And that anger slowly starts to turn into rage. In the information age, a lot of individuals are getting smarter than ever. Unfortunately, their emotional muscles are not catching up to their intellect. Plenty of people are losing their tempers quicker than ever. They have more instant gratification symptoms. And unfortunately, a lot of them aren't maturing. Their sharpened intellect is simply being overwhelmed by poor emotional responses. And this is where rage transmutation comes in. This is when we channel our rage towards a creative hobby. And you may not like the sound of that. A lot of the times when we think creative hobby, we may think that this is a very poor illustration of our time. I'm a busy guy. I got businesses to build. I got my body to build. I got to be productive. Why in the world would I try to start a hobby for? It's because in the information age, starting a hobby is one of the most practical things you can do. A hobby is currently fueling a lot of people's businesses. This podcast has generated me a lot of different clients and a lot of different book sales. And you want to know a little secret? This is my hobby. I have a lot of fun doing this. And at times, this becomes my vehicle for rage transmutation. Yes, I too suffer from anger issues at times. I too suffer from rage at times. And rather than exploding at someone else, how about I use all that energy to unlock different thought frequencies in my mind and simply articulate those thoughts? In this situation, multiple people win. I win because I'm getting grander thoughts. Other people win because they're hearing grander thoughts. And even more people win because they're not getting an angry version of me. Win, win, win. This is the power of rage transmutation, and it gives us a beautiful look into how the world of emotional intelligence is making eye contact with the world of creativity. all soft skills at one point or another start to web and weave together. It doesn't matter if you start off learning public speaking or if you start off writing books, writing stories. Eventually, you're going to start making identical insights from these two disparate fields, just like we were able to do with EQ and creativity today. So if you're someone who finds yourself getting smart at rapid rates, don't give yourself a pat on the back too soon. Unfortunately, rage may be in the back of your corner. Rather than fearing, start celebrating because you stumbled across this episode. Now you know what rage transmutation is, and now you know that all it takes is a creative hobby to unleash your energy upon, so you start to build more creative thoughts, you start to articulate better thoughts, and you start to create these hobbies that can provide practical value in other people's lives. As we said earlier, win, win, win. DJ Khaled voice. If you enjoyed today's episode and if you want more content from the ArmaniTalks brand, be sure to check out my free daily newsletter, which goes out every single day at 7 p.m. EST. Every day, I drop new content regarding public speaking, storytelling, emotional intelligence, made easy. Sign up in the description box right on below, and thank you for joining the ArmaniTalks podcast.